Hi, it's Martin and welcome to SR4T. Today we're going to see how to work with font adaptation. This is going to be in the context of Trados Studio 2017, and we're going to use this feature mostly all the time that we're translating, that is working in the editor view. What's going to happen is that when we receive a file to translate, sometimes you know how the letters have different sizes. Some of them are smaller, some of them are larger, and sometimes you have to be like, eh? So in order to avoid that, and for our convenience, we're going to adapt the size of all the letters so that when we're working in the editor view, no matter how big or small the letters look in the original or in the translation, they're going to look all the same size, so that we don't have to force our eyes. Okay, so that's what we're going to see. I'm going to show you maybe one or two ways to do it. All right, so we're here in the editor view, right? And what we see is that we have a text that has a lot of information, right? But we see that some of the information is almost too tiny to be read, right? Sometimes, depending on the size of your screen, this might be a little too tiny, and this might be out of proportion in comparison to the other parts of the text. So what we're going to do is to modify all the text so that segment number 1 that now is big, segment number 2 that now is like medium size, and segment number 3 that's tiny, they all look the same. Okay, the first way of doing this is going to File, Options, and then in the editor menu we go to Font Adaptation. This might be like collapsed or shrunk, right? You just have to expand it from that little tiny arrow. Everywhere there are little tiny arrows here. Then in the editor we're going to see Font Adaptation, and we're going to enable this checkbox that's called Adapt Font Sizes. And in these 4 fields, we're going to choose all the same number. Let's say we choose 14, right? That's going to be the size of the font that we're going to use for all our text in the editor view, right? And that means that everything's going to look the same size, but they're going to preserve the format. When I press OK, all these options are going to look the same size. Let's see. Okay. See how all the text now went to a size that I consider comfortable. Maybe you want to have it a little larger or smaller. That's up to you. That's only one way of doing this. If you want to do it like more maybe like more practical, and you want to maybe have it more handy, the other way of doing this, which is the new way of doing it, is from the View tab you go all the way to the right, and in this case you see how on my screen you can't really see more options after this. What you have to do is click this little arrow again, right? That will expand more options, okay? And then we're going to have this little section called Font Adaptation. I don't see a pop-up here, but anyway, we have to look at these 3 icons, right? Right now, since I enabled the Font Adaptation, the icon is kind of selected, right? If I unselect it, we're going to see how everything goes back to how it was at the beginning. If I enable it again, everything's going to be looking more or less the same size. And another cool thing about this new feature in these latest versions of Studio is that you can also modify the size of the letters from here. You make them larger or smaller at your liking, you know. So yeah, those are two ways that we have to work a little more comfortably when we're doing translations with Trados Studio, and so that we don't finish the day with our eyes like swollen or tired or burning or so on. Alright, so I hope you found this video useful. I hope that you'll work more comfortably and you find more useful videos on my channel. Thanks for watching. See you soon.